Hey guys, welcome. Welcome to McKellar Motivational Monday. I um I am coming to you live from quarantine up in Canada. So I am up in Canada, quarantining for 2 weeks before shooting my Christmas movie. It's a very interesting experience. Yes. So welcome to McKellar Motivational Monday. It is just barely Monday in some parts of the country. Here on the West Coast, well, I say some parts of the country. Oh, hey, Alicia. But of course, I'm not in my country right now. I'm in Canada. My eyebrows are on fleek. Thank you. Yeah, but it's still Monday. It is still Monday where I am for sure. So I know I usually do these kind of late. But welcome, come on in. And today I thought since I am embarking on this quarantine time, and by the way, I'm so fortunate. I'm in a house. I'm in with my mom and my son. And so this is not like I'm in some tiny little room by myself for 2 weeks, just twiddling thumbs. But we're not allowed to go out. So it's a little strange. But because of that, it's just inspired this topic of this idea of like getting through things one step at a time, one day at a time. And I'm a big believer in one step at a time. Whatever's going on, it is like so much easier to tackle big things if you can break them up into bite-sized pieces. So that's what I want to talk about. And by the way, over on Instagram, I am doing a little fundraiser for the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. As a lot of you guys know, I am super passionate about helping kids, in particular kids who are victims of trafficking or kids who are in the foster care system or just kids who really, really need our help. And so this is what this fundraiser is for tonight, if you guys get a chance. So I want to hear from you guys where you're watching. By the way, I'm not sure if we're working here. I think this one's Facebook that might not be working. I don't know what's going on. I never know what to do. Hang on. Something's not working. I like, it's especially challenging doing these like 3 screen um, uh, broadcasts, but I really appreciate you guys. No, it is not snowing here. Um, yeah. So you're from Texas? Hey, Roxanne from North Dakota. Haley in Australia. Tina who lives at the beach. Hey, Ani from Laurel, Delaware. Reagan from Maine. Craig or McCraig from Columbus, Ohio. Oh, my pleasure. Yeah. So this is wait, no, this is Instagram. Yeah, Facebook. What happened? What happened, Facebook? This is just too sad. Um, you're from the Bay Area, Florida, Tijuana, Mexico. Awesome. So I don't think yeah, that didn't work. Did not work on Facebook. You're from Illinois. Here, let me see if I can try that again. Let's try that again. Yeah, I totally did something completely wrong and it didn't work at all. Periscope for the win. Thanks, guys. Yeah, so you guys, I'm shooting. I did not know if this was going to happen. I did not know if I was going to end up getting to do a Christmas movie for Hallmark because the schedules were so weird and the quarantine and COVID, and there was so much uncertainty, and I didn't know if I was going to be able to quarantine with my family, and that was kind of a deal breaker for me. And let's see if we can tap to add a description. But I am so grateful for the opportunities that I get with Hallmark Channel and getting to do these movies that I'm just really glad that it's working out. Okay, let's see. I think Facebook has joined. So if so, then happy Monday. It's the end of Monday, but it is still Monday. Happy McKellar Motivational Monday. Yeah, so I'm up here quarantining in Canada. And so people are watching. Okay, it worked this time. Yeah, so I'm going to be doing a Christmas movie here in Canada. It's called Christmas She Wrote, and it is co-starring Dylan Neal. He's going to be my co-star. I never worked with him before. Met him once. Seems like a really cool guy. And yeah, but before I do that, I'm up here quarantining for 2 weeks, and it's essential workers only and families. So I'm up here with my mom and my son, and we're here for 2 weeks in a house. It's going to be interesting. And so it kind of made me think of this idea of like, one step at a time, one day at a time. many, many years ago, I was in a relationship that led me to Al-Anon, which I'm not sure if how many of you guys know what that is. But Al-Anon is it's a group, it's a support group for people who are involved with somebody who has a drug or alcohol problem. And so I was with somebody this is back in college. I was with somebody that had that issue going on. They diagnosed themselves. I didn't tell them that was going on, and he actually recommended Al-Anon for me. And I learned this whole idea of like one day at a time. And it was a really wonderful introduction into a lot of really great ways of thinking that have helped me a lot. This idea that like when we're tackling something big, if we try to tackle the whole thing all at once, we are much more likely to fail than and give up because it's just too hard than if we take things one step at a time. And here, my family and I are quarantining in Canada. And if I were to think too hard about the idea that I can't go really beyond this house for 2 weeks, it's a little disconcerting. But if I just think, oh, we're going to stay in today, then it's not so bad. One day at a time. And for those who are, yes, my character writes about Christmas. I'll get to that. I'll tell you about that in a minute. I'll tell you more about my Christmas movie. What's my stand on QAnon? As far as I know, QAnon is a bunch of conspiracy theories. I don't know much about it. I've not read much about it, but I believe very strongly that you can be extremely passionate about helping kids not be trafficked and also not be QAnon. Anyway, but speaking of that, I am raising money on Instagram over here for the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. So please, if you are on Instagram, if you are so inclined, it'd be great. Even $5 makes a difference and it'd be so appreciated. My shirt, yes, says warrior, 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 warrior. This was given to me by my good friend, Candace Cameron Bure. And she has all sorts of great products. And this is one of them. She's like, this is her like shirt. It had, the tag had a little picture of her face on it. So it's not like she bought me a shirt and sent it to me. She like makes these shirts and many of them and sent me that. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys so much for donating over here. That means so much to me. There's so many wonderful organizations that are helping to fight this horrible, horrible epidemic of child trafficking that is going on. And I through this whole pandemic, I'll tell you something, for whatever reason, I have had a fire lit under me to help protect these kids. And I'm a mom, but I've been a mom for 10 years. For whatever reason, these days, it's just something about it. It's a calling. It's a calling. And so I'll be talking about it off and on for the rest of my life and helping in various ways that I can. So I really appreciate you guys donating over here. Yeah, okay, so to answer a question I saw a minute ago, I am doing this movie called Christmas She Wrote. It's a Hallmark Christmas movie up here in Canada. We start shooting in about 2 weeks or so, and yeah, quarantine love. Okay, I've heard a few people say, oh, you should do like a quarantine Christmas, or yeah, very COVID Christmas. I don't want to do any of that. No, I really don't. But my character writes a lifestyle column. She writes, actually, oddly enough, it's not that different from what we do here, because McKellar Motivational Monday is all about being our best selves, right? And that's what her column is. So my character, her name is Kaylee, she writes a column called Your Best Self. Pretty sure it's called Your Best Self. And my acting coach, yes, I work with an acting coach. After she read the script, she goes, did they write this for you because of your live streams? And I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Because they wanted me for a different movie at first, and they changed their mind about which movie. I read 2 scripts this year, and we all kind of talked about it. Anyway, so I write this column, and I shouldn't give away too much of it, but in fact, maybe I shouldn't give away anything else. Oh, I'm going to think about what was released in public, in the press release. I think it was, they said this much, that I write this column and that I'm fired right before Christmas by the new boss. The new boss comes over and he's like all about, cutting the budget. And he doesn't realize how popular my column is when he fires me. And then he has to try to win me back. So yeah, very COVID Christmas. And that's not going to happen. Anyway, so then when I go home for Christmas, I end up writing a column about Christmas, being your best Christmas self. Right? How rude firing at Christmas. I know. How could I ever trust this guy? Am I monitoring my temperature? Yes, Jimmy, I am. Yes. Yeah, I'm supposed to be taking my temperature twice a day, and I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. I'm very grateful to be allowed to come to Canada as an essential worker, and I'm sure I'm to follow all the rules as best as I possibly can, and just want to be respectful. Very grateful to be here. Jacqueline, you were in Al-Anon at one time. I learned so many wonderful life lessons from those meetings. Thank you very much. Somebody said, don't buy into the hype. I don't know which hype, but thank you. I don't know what that was referring to. Anyway, you guys, so yeah, this idea of, yeah, whether you're quarantining or whether you're tackling a big project, just one step at a time. If we think about the whole entirety of some big problem we have, for example, it becomes overwhelming and it can be paralyzing. Or if we think about a big project that we want to do that just seems out of reach because of how big it is, this wonderful quote that I love so much, and that is, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Sorry, are any of you guys dealing with either a really big problem or a really big project that you want to do? I would love to hear like kind of what more of you guys are dealing with. And it can't be a super long broadcast tonight, but I think I have like 10 more minutes. Yes, you're dealing with one of those. I don't know which one, but yes. Oh, thank you. You guys are so sweet. You're going to be in a 2-week quarantine next week. I don't know what AARL is, but no, Mur is not quarantining with me. I'm quarantining with, oh, hey, Danica, nice name. I'm quarantining with my mom and my son. Canadian bacon for breakfast? Hmm. I try to stay away from things like Canadian bacon, but is very tasty. Oh, thank you, Pearl. The first one I played a teacher. I played a teacher in a movie called Campfire Kiss on Hallmark Channel. Yes, the Ray of Light. 50 things to do this week. Yes, okay. In all my math books, I write these math books to inspire kids in math, and it teaches math, and I have all sorts of inspirational quotes alongside them. And in one of the books called Hot X, the Algebra 1 book, in that book, I have a section that's called 50 things to do this week. And this was advice that a history teacher gave me. I believe it was my 9th grade history teacher. She said, don't think about all 50 things you have to do this week, because that's overwhelming. It's too much. Instead, go, all right, okay, it's Monday. I can do 10 things. I can't do 50 things this week. That's too much, but I can do 10 things today. I can do these 10 things today. And then the next day you go, okay, got those 10 things done. Now I'm going to do 10 more things. And just think about that. Don't look at the whole thing. It's like walking on a tightrope and looking down. Don't look down. Just take one step at a time and move forward. I just missed something about it. Somebody who was getting through, who I think was insecure in math and then got through college math and like did well. And I love hearing stuff like that. And by the way, for those of you who are, oh, you downloaded a to-do app for this very reason? Nice. For those of you who are on Instagram and just tuning in, I'm doing a fundraiser right now for the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. They do amazing work. You know, like when you say, have you seen me? And so many kids are found that way. And they had that up, and they are, of course, accepting donations, and your donations make a huge difference. So even if it's $5, it would mean so much to me if you are able to, if you have the means. And I understand that these days economics are not so good. So if you can't, I completely understand. But if you can, there's an opportunity right now to donate, and everything goes directly to them. Bringing kids home to their parents, man, as a mom, I cannot even imagine. I didn't want to go there. Someone's child is missing. There is nothing more important than getting them back. And thank God for places like the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children that help, because there's some place to call. Because if any of us were in that situation, we'd be desperate and want help. And there are people who are helping, which is amazing. You just watched, oh, Adrian, so you just watched, Perfect Match was on today. I forgot, I was going to promote it and I totally forgot. Perfect Match was my first Hallmark Channel movie ever. I've written a few books for elementary level students, Benito. Yes, I have. I've got books for ages 0 through 16. And in fact, my latest book just came out this summer. It's called The Times Machine. It's multiplication and division for ages 7 through 10. So Draco's giving me hearts. Oh, my mom and Draco are downstairs. Aw. I know it's Tuesday in a lot of places. I'm aware. I'm aware of that, but it's Monday where I am. Um, yeah. Oh shoot, I forgot. Oh yeah. So I write books for kids, and so the Times Machine teaches multiplication and division, and it uses comics and cartoons and a lot of stories and fun stuff. I always all my books is always about trying to make math fun and accessible because it can be. Yes, my math books can help a 61-year-old Sue. Yes, they can. One of them that I always recommend to adults is Math Doesn't Suck. It's the first book I wrote, and it teaches things like fractions and fractions, decimals, percents, things like that. When do I start filming Sidekicks 2? That's funny. Probably not going to happen. We shot that in 1992, so a sequel 30 years later. That'd be interesting. What is my opinion of the pandemic that affects the entire world? It sucks. That's a big one to unpack. What I'm trying to do is try to look for the silver linings wherever they may be, and they're there. You have to look really hard though. Try to help others because there are a lot of people who are really being affected by this. I mean, I've been affected in ways that I'm not talking about publicly because I don't share everything. But regardless, there are a lot of people who are suffering and they're having it way harder than I am. So I am focused very much so on trying to help, especially kids, because kids they're just victims of their surroundings. They don't have any. Oh my goodness! I just saw 2 more donations. Thank you so much for donating to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Thank you, thank you. So that's what I've been doing these cameo videos, these live. They're not live. They're personalized videos, shout outs. So you can order them at cameo.com/Danica McKellar, or if you go to my bio on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, you'll see it in the link tree. And I can do personalized videos. They're not cheap, but the Cameo takes 25% and 75% goes to me, which all goes to children's charities, foster kids, kids trafficking organizations, places that are really helping out kids that are being hit even harder these days. And this year alone, I've already raised like $40,000 from you guys, people like you, ordering these videos, and I do a ton of them. I do them we're doing more tonight. I did a few the other night. And it all adds up. It really does. So thank you. So that's what I've been doing because you know what? This is really hard and makes me so angry. The virus makes me angry, and the response to the virus even makes me angry in all sorts of ways. There's just so much to be angry about. So instead, I've gone from worrier to warrior, and I do it as much as I possibly can. So that's my answer to that question, how I feel about the pandemic. Yes, and again, if you guys want this shirt, I mean, I'm not like doing an ad for my friend Candace, but my friend Candace Cameron Bray, this is one of the shirts that she sells, and I don't know where, I think it's Dayspring. I think Dayspring has this, I'm pretty sure. They sell all of her like Bible stuff and her cards. Hey, see, my son coming in. Anyway, I actually need to go. Hi. What? No, I'm supposed to pretend that he's not here. Okay. My son's just off camera. Okay, that's my child.
Yes.
The middle one. So anyway, so I'm gonna
I'll go back downstairs.
Okay.
They're brown.
I'm almost done. Huh?
They're brown. The ones
Brown.
from
Oh, you're sending me brown hearts, or the little hearts and prayers go for my son. Yes, DJ Tanner, yes. She played DJ Tanner on Full House and Fuller House. Vote McGovern. That was from the Wonder Years, right? I don't know if I'm going to get to do Halloween this year, Robert. I'm not sure. But there are worse things. There are worse things. So again, thank you so much to those of you who have donated to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Thank you guys all for watching. Remember, if you've got a big task ahead of you, break it down into small pieces so you don't get overwhelmed, so that you don't quit. Small pieces, one step at a time. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And if you're dealing with a really big problem, also, you don't have to fix it all in one night because it's not going to happen probably. Most likely. That'd be amazing if you fix a huge problem in one night, right? But if you do, you've probably caused a lot more problems. Just my guess. One step at a time. One step at a time, one day at a time. Small, manageable tasks. Slow and steady wins the race. All those things are said for a reason because they're true and because it works. So thank you so much. If it can't be fixed, then it's time to learn acceptance and meditate with it, pray on it, figure out what your place is. Yes. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all so, so much. And I will be here quarantining. And I'll see you again, if not before. I will see you next Monday on McKellar Motivational Monday on the Danny Cam. Bye. Mwah.